Annie in the morning on WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. Indiana County District Attorney Bob Manzi is in the studio with us this morning, and our conversation brought to you by Marcus & Mack, voted best personal injury law firm in the Best of Indiana County contest. Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Todd. How are you today?
Wonderful. Good to have you with us here today. We're getting into the spring of the year. We're going to have a beautiful day today, and lots of folks getting out, getting about. The month of May begins with a very special designation. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. We're going to be doing special things here on the air with Dr. Ralph May, and he'll be talking about mental health with us all through the course of this month. We've got some experts from UPMC coming to visit with us as well. There is a special angle, if you will, to mental health from the district attorney's office here in Indiana County as well. And I know that it's a great concern of yours that we handle mental health cases correctly, properly, because it's really important not only for the victims of crimes, but for those who are perpetrating as well.
Absolutely, Todd. You know, Mental Health Awareness Month is a great opportunity for a lot of folks in various stakeholder community members to raise awareness about the importance of addressing everybody's mental health. Often when we hear that, we think of a stigma of only the most severe mental health cases. But every day we have individuals who are we're all dealing with a great deal of stress, anxiety, depression, grief, a slew of concerns that we are all dealing with in our own ways. Being able to address it in a proper way not only helps individuals simply cope in their own lives, but it helps their lives, it helps their families, and it helps the communities. When we sit in court and look at all of the cases that come through, the vast majority of our cases are dealing with drugs and alcohol, and mental health is right there behind it. Mm-hmm. Somebody who's coping with grief and not coping with it in a healthy way. So they're at the bar drinking heavy and driving home and picking up multiple DUIs. People who are going through a divorce, people who are going through a loss in the family, just not coping with that in a healthy way. And they end up putting themselves in an unsafe manner. They end up putting the community in an unsafe situation. So we're not only just talking about the most severe cases, but we are talking about all those situations that everybody deals with in their lives at some point or another to be able to cope with it in a healthy way.
Mental health is there's more than one category into which you can put it. At this moment, I'm thinking of mental health from somebody who is afflicted with mental illness and has it and will have it for their lifetime, as opposed to somebody who is in a situation such as you just described for a moment or so, for a day or so. They're suffering from some sort of mental issue, and it causes them to do something rash. From a legal perspective, those have to be handled differently, and it's very, very important to make sure that you're categorizing them correctly.
That is correct. We want to be able to look at a situation to say, just because you're not coping with an issue in your life in a proper way, that doesn't mean the criminal charges go away. You still have to face those consequences. And part of those consequences may be you're court ordered to get a mental health evaluation and get some treatment to help you with that issue so you don't commit further crime down the road. Mm-hmm. And as you said, then you have a situation, a separate type of situation where you have an individual who has severe mental health issues. They'll have that the rest of their lives. And our county jail or the criminal justice system isn't really the best place for them. And we work in concert with all of our partners to try to find the best situation for that individual. For instance, we had an individual who was setting dumpster fires, and there was clearly significant mental health issues that are just going to be there the rest of that person's life. Mm-hmm. So we work closely with the defense attorney, with the court, with the mental health agency in the county. We were able to get that person into a long-term care facility where the community is protected from those actions, where they're going to be able to get treatment, where they're protected from themselves, and then we got rid of the charges. because the criminal justice system is not the appropriate venue for that. But properly categorizing each of those individuals, because we don't want somebody who is just having a bad day to say, hey, I was having a bad day, so I shouldn't have to face consequences for my actions. That's not accurate.
Help us understand how the legal system handles a case such as the Walters homicide case from several years ago, where for multiple years the defendant he's obviously mentally ill, and it's a very severe mental illness. And it resulted in him taking the life of his mother, and he's now in a mental health facility and will be probably for the rest of his life. We might have a tendency to see guilty but mentally ill as he's getting away with something. And it's not that at all.
No, it's not that at all. You have Todd Waters, who he'll be incarcerated for 20 to 40 years. He did enter a plea guilty but mentally ill. The first part is we have to make sure the person's competent to stand trial. And we work with the mental health stakeholders in that through treatment, through medication. Then once the person's competent, we want to address the case. So, for instance, in that situation, a guilty but mentally ill is still a conviction. It's still a finding of guilt. That but mentally ill part of the plea allows them to receive more mental health treatment in the state correctional facility. So they're not in the community. They're not getting away with it. They're still serving a sentence. Just what is part of that sentence is different. And we have a number of cases where we have seen, and I expect in the future we will see, guilty but mentally ill. It's still a conviction. The sentence guidelines are still the same. It just provides more avenues for the court to get that person mental health treatment, especially because the vast majority of defendants that are incarcerated are going to be out and in the community at some point.
Yeah.
So knowing that they're going to be out, we want to make sure we have every avenue possible to get them treatment so that when they're out, we're protected from them. They're protected from themselves, and whatever that issue is, that's been addressed.
Yeah. We're with Indiana County District Attorney Bob Manzi. Now, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. Of course, it's also the beginning of what is a very busy summer season. And it's not that these incidents or these criminal activities disappear at other times of the year, but they just seem more evident now. More people on the roads, more opportunities for people to maybe get drunk and get behind the wheel of a car. And we get more incidents, traffic-related incidents involving alcohol at this time of the year as the season progresses as well. And I know that concerns you.
That's a big concern. I mean, we're starting to get great weather consistently. We're out on the baseball fields and the softball fields watching games. The weather's great. We're going to start having fires in our backyards and people sitting around and enjoying a drink and enjoying some fun times with their friends, all in good fun. But year after year across the country, this is where we start to see a rise in DUIs. And I'm just strongly encouraging everybody, it's time to be out. We've been cooped up in our houses all winter, and then, we've had a lot of rain in the last couple months. Everybody wants to get out. Everybody wants to see their friends and relax. It's great. It's fantastic. Do it in a safe way. Make sure you're going to go out and enjoy a beer with a friend. Make sure you have a safe way to get home. Protect yourself. Protect everyone else on the road. We all drive our families around, our children around, our grandparents are on the road. If you're going to go out and you're going to enjoy yourself in a responsible way, that's fantastic. Make sure you have a safe way to get home, because it's just going to ruin your summer. And not only get arrested for DUI and the thousands of dollars involved, it could be a lot worse. And we do not want that to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, when there's drinking and there are guns involved, that's another grave concern. We need to be very careful. Folks will be out in their vehicles, and some people have a tendency to leave their gun in their vehicle because they think, oh, it's safer there than it is in the house. It's not the case. We need to keep those out of the hands of people who could break into a car very easily.
Yeah, we all want to be out and enjoying our times with our friends. It's easy to let our guard down. Let's make sure to do it in a responsible way because we want to do it again the following weekend and the following weekend.
Sure.
And we want to keep it safe for ourselves, keep it safe for our families, keep it safe for all of our fellow members in the community.
You had a scam alert earlier, and we get to this season of the year, and there are more scams and scam artists who are out there. It's at this time of the year that we usually get the home improvement scammers that go out and visit and particularly prey on older folks, the door-to-door people that go out and solicit and try to get into your house. It's always a time to be vigilant, but it seems now is when we need to be heightened.
And that's what we're going to see. You know, different season. We had tax season, so we were seeing all the tax scams. Christmas season, we see all the shipping scams. This is the home improvement scams. This is the time where people are going to go around and try to prey on others in order to scam them out of money on home improvement projects. We want to be vigilant. I always tell people, if you didn't call them to your house, you probably don't want them there to begin with.
Yeah.
But don't ever make those decisions immediately. Call your trusted friends, your trusted family, your children, your parents. Call other people in, because once you start getting more eyes on what's going on, the more likely more people are going to say that's a scam.
Yeah.
Get them out of here.
Yeah.
And the scam artists, they don't want people looking around. They don't want the other people looking around. So that should really be a red flag when that person say, no, you don't need to call your spouse. You don't need to call your children. You don't need to call your parents. That's a huge red flag. Get them out of there.
Yeah, it's one of those cases where when the light is turned on, the rats scurry.
Absolutely.
The scam we were thinking of a couple of moments ago, failure to appear in court. That's making the rounds again. You got to be careful about that. And it's common sense to you and to me, but somebody who is maybe a little bit more vulnerable, they may fall prey to something like that.
Absolutely. And we've had some people who, you know, they get this fake notice that you don't go to court, you have to pay this fee immediately, and that's not how it works. You can always call the local court. You can always call the court administrator's office. You can always call my office. And, you know, there's a lot of systems in there that we're able to say, yes, you're supposed to be here. You go to court, you get it addressed. We actually had a person who did have a bench warrant for their arrest out. They learned they had a bench warrant. They came to court. It got taken care of. They went home. Easy peasy.
The way the system's supposed to work.
The way the system's works, they didn't have to pay a dime.
Yeah.
So these systems that are out there threatening folks with, if you don't pay a lot of money to do something immediately or something bad's going to happen, 100 out of 100 times, that's a scam.
Yeah. He is Indiana County District Attorney Bob Manzi. Good to have you with us today. You have any events coming up that people need to know about?
We do have our senior summit coming up on May 29th. It's a free event held at the YMCA. It's from 8 in the morning till 12 in the afternoon. We have a lot of great community partners coming in. We have a lot of advertisements coming in for that. It's for seniors. It's for children of seniors. Anybody want to come and learn all of the different awareness programs and notification programs that are out there, and it's all free. So we encourage you to call the aging services to RSVP for your seat. We want to have some food and coffee there. We want to make sure we have enough for everyone that's going to be there. But it is a free event, and we're encouraging everybody throughout the county to come.
We'll get you scheduled, maybe a couple of others who will be there between now and then so that we can remind folks once more.
That would be great. Thank you.
He's the DA for Indiana County, Bob Manzi. Thanks for the visit. It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS, 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. 825 Boomer Sports this morning.
This is Boomer Esiason with Sportsman Ed, sponsored by Napa Silent Guard Brakes. Roger Goodell has already started the drumbeat to enact an 18-game schedule, which will positively impact the next round of media rights when the NFL opts out of its current contracts early. Meantime, the NBA is reportedly set to at least double its media deals to upwards of $5.4 billion. The rich keep getting richer. I'm Boomer Esiason.
Are you the parent?